Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai earned almost $200 million in total remuneration in 2022, including a $2 million basic salary, $218 million in stock awards, and $6 million for personal protection. And if that sum is unprecedented, it is hardly the first time that a CEO of a major company has earned a fortune. Tim Cook made $99 million in 2022 from Apple and Microsoft combined, while Adela made $55 million. There are a large number of examples, like Reed Hastings's $51 million from Netflix. Welcome to Financial Fortune, the YouTube channel where we explore the latest news and insights on finance, business, and the economy. In today's video, we'll be diving into a controversial topic, the staggering earnings of the Google CEO, juxtaposed with the unfortunate layoffs of 12,000 employees. Given that many executives earn hundreds of times as much as their ordinary employees, the question of what constitutes proper CEO remuneration has always been contentious, but it has reached a fever pitch in the year 2022. As we've seen in recent years, many CEOs are opting to lay off sizable portions of their staff, paying CEOs bonuses while firing workers. To boil it down to its barest essentials, though, is a conflict between two points of view. From both sides of this debate, the shareholders and the employees, you can see how absurd both sides are becoming. The Economic Policy Institute reports that the ratio of CEO pay to average worker pay in 2021 was 399 to 1, up from 366 to 1 in 2020 and significantly higher than the 59 to 1 in 1989 and the 20 to 1 in 1965. But that's not all. They also point out that CEO pay has increased at a higher rate than company stock prices. CEO compensation increased by 1,460% from 1978 to 2021, well above the 1,063% gain in the S&P 500. Workers have traditionally claimed that the boardroom's disproportionate share of corporate profits is excessive. Think about it, salary growth for workers has been a paltry 18.1% during the same time span. That's one thing that's bound to make some folks unhappy. It's safe to say that this level of anger has reached unprecedented heights in the past year or two. Many successful CEOs in the IT industry have been laying off large numbers of employees despite earning tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in salary, bonus, and stock pay. Sundar Pichai, CEO of Google, earned $200 million in 2022. In January of this year, he posted on his blog the news that 12,000 people had lost their jobs at Google. While he acknowledged the significance of these shifts and accepts full responsibility for the choices that led them there, he concedes that Google might have been able to retain more of its on-the-ground employees if it did not pay its executives such obscene salaries. What do you think of this one? Ruth Porritt, while she herself pocketed $24.5 million in 2022, Google's CEO announced in an April company-wide email that the internet firm will have to scale back on items like fitness programs for employees, staplers, tape, and laptop replacements. Workers are likely feeling frustrated by the circumstance due to the situation's apparent hypocrisy. I've used Google as an example because of the publicity surrounding their pay packages. But it's important to remember that this is a problem elsewhere. Some companies, such as Meta, Apple, Disney, Amazon, Microsoft, Twitter, and PayPal, have announced more widespread layoffs than others. Tens of millions of cash while hundreds of others lost their jobs. Adding insult to injury, in most cases CEO salaries in 2022 didn't drop all that much from what they were in 2021. And in the booming years of 2021. As an added bonus, Wall Street is a fantastic tool for keeping tabs on executive pay. Does the CEO really deserve their salary? That's then the other viewpoint. Then there is the stockholders' point of view to consider. They believe that the CEO's primary responsibility is to ensure that the company runs smoothly and earns a healthy profit, with the ultimate goal of increasing the value of the company for its shareholders. Fair compensation for workers is vital, but this issue was framed more broadly in terms of maintaining a profit-generating workforce. To cut a long tale short, if the CEO's 5 annual decisions provided a particularly good long-term shareholder return, he or she might easily be worth $200 million in the perspective of the shareholder. You know, every good hour or even minute of thinking about Tesla and SpaceX has such a big effect on the company that I really try to work as much as possible. You know, Tesla's getting to the point where every high-quality minute of thinking is $1 million to impact on Tesla. I mean, there are many instances where I was able to improve the financial outcome of the company by $100 million in a half-hour meeting. There is certainly a very compelling case from shareholders that is worth every penny if Elon is able to save Tesla that much money with just a few minutes of decision-making. Therefore, there are two sides to this CEO compensation debate. But that doesn't change the fact that it irritates the vast majority of people that corporate executives can get away with tens of millions of dollars in stock awards and bonuses while honest, hardworking Americans lose their jobs due to cost-cutting measures. Mr. Warren Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway and one of the most honest capitalists you can find, has just spoken out on the matter, and his views are highly insightful. Here he is addressing bank CEOs in particular, although his ideas are transferable to any industry.
They've got to have something to lose themselves. I mean, in 2008, all kinds of trouble was caused by the banks, but no bank executive, the CEOs that made those decisions, they all continued to live fine. You know, they may have lost their job, but they get their pensions. I had some friends in banking. I may not have any by the time this program is over, but I would suggest that anybody that's CEO of a bank that screws up and costs shareholders a lot of money, that in effect, you know, they get no pension from the bank. They go back to living, you know, like a person that works on the production line at Ford or something like that. I would suggest to the directors of the bank that sat there for 5 years and listen to people come in and give reports and all that sort of thing, that they get back all their directors' fees. And there's got to be consequences to the people who make the decisions. The answer is to have the board of directors feel, my God, if this guy screws things up, I've got to give back all this money that I've gotten, you know, $300,000 a year or whatever it may be, and pre-stock and this kind of stuff. I've got to give it all back for 5 years. Believe me, that changes behavior of the people that caused the problem.
Most people would likely conclude that shareholders' advisory vote on whether to adopt a proposed compensation plan is not enough to significantly alter the CEO's overall compensation. Shareholders should have more say over executive compensation and should be held accountable for bad corporate performance through law, but this will certainly come at a high cost. Thank you for watching Financial Fortune, where we bring you thought-provoking discussions on the world of finance, business, and the economy. We hope you found this video on the Google CEO's earnings and employee layoffs insightful. If you enjoyed this content, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing videos. Stay tuned for future updates and discussions on the ever-evolving landscape of finance and business.